Holla holla, how you guys doing? Welcome to hopefully what will be the first of many. I've been procrastinating starting this. What's the name? Starting the. Ooh, I think that's good. I think that's better. Maybe I do not know. Starting. Brr, brr. Starting this sort of. I don't want to say channel, just like a video podcast blog and all that. So yeah, as you know, I'm Skinny Coco, Natty. Um, I think like the biggest thing for this is like I just want to share, sort of like the journey behind the music, or like like the stuff that we don't post, like or I don't post on Insta, or just sort of my relationship with music, and how you know I do things, write, compose, select songs, and also maybe sharing about like the current state that I'm at. Because like right now it's more of I don't have the I want to say drive for music, or but it's like something's been missing for a little bit, and I took some time going through a lot of my old songs and trying to sort of get inspired again. You know, making music for for myself, and to I don't know, say heal people. It's a very big thing, but also want to just go and talk about a lot of my own music and pieces as well, and I'll share how I was feeling and how I feel about the song now. I think it might be cool, and we'll talk about some other important things as well that's going on in the world. So welcome. So this first one's actually, I think it's one of the best songs I think I've written, but how I felt about the song: loved it, hated it, and now sort of respect it. So this is Yuki Jewel, wrote this in 2016. Sometimes I'm feeling blue. The sunshine that used to warm me is now somehow making me sad. Just one more day, maybe this time our dreams will come true. Just one more day, maybe this time our dreams will come true. Just one more day, maybe this time our dreams will come true. Stars in the sky, smoke in our lungs, 'cause tomorrow will be tomorrow, my petit chocolat, and you know you'll always be my Yuki Jewel. Jesus, it's actually crazy playing that. It's really crazy playing that. Going through all those emotions. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Going back through, I remember figuring, like, trying to, like, when I was playing around, like, in terms of, like, the music, like, very, sort of, like, intricate, like, light and soft. Well, that was what I was going for, but, like, very gripping. And, interesting enough, I'll play a song later sometime where, I sort of took what I did with Yuki Jewel and tried to do I don't know. I think I was very much inspired by Youth by Daughter and for Yuki Jewel, and yeah, I think just writing about a love that never was, could have been, was and was not, and all those things. Like 2016 was a crazy it was a crazy year, but a lot of good songs came out from that year, and I think I had an innocence to my music. I think I was not writing specifically to cater for anyone, or specifically, like, it's like I want people to feel this. I think I was more sharing, from, like, sharing what I'm feeling, and trying to convey that, and very, writing within my bubble, and yeah, and then we sort of, when I look at songs that I've written post that, were a lot more I don't know what the right word is, really. I don't know, not a lot more in your face, but I was sort of now thinking, when people hear the song, like, this is what I want them to feel, and this is the journey that I want them to go on. And I think that's, like, the biggest difference that I've felt, like, in my writing, where, like, Yuki Jewel is a very, like, singer-songwriter, very ballad specifically to one person, me telling you about how I feel and my experience and stuff. And Yukon Gold is, I don't even know how I came up with this. Like, I think I was listening to a lot of bluegrass at this time, and I just a lot of bluegrass, and I don't know what the song is, but like, this was like where I moved on to. So it's like, I hope you enjoy this one, Yukon Gold. If you heard it, like, it's quite a departure from Yuki Jewel, but Yukon Gold. So this is it. 21 candles getting old, trying to find my way to where you can go. Steady with the wind moving slow. Gotta get my keys and hit the road. So love, don't let me down, let me down. 'Cause I'm about to lose. So fate, don't let me down, let me down. 'Cause I'm trying to find my way. Fire inside is burning low. I'm trying to find a way to realign my soul. 21 candles getting old. Gotta make my way to that goddamn goal. Fate, don't let me down. 'Cause I'm about to lose. Oh baby, turn away. 'Cause my best is yet to come. So fate, don't let me down, let me down. 'Cause I'm about to lose. Oh baby, don't turn away, turn away. 'Cause my best is yet to come. Yeah, so that's Yukon Gold. That's Yukon Gold, and playing that in like the version where if you ever see me perform it out, it's a lot more out and belting and stuff. But when I wrote it, it was a very much more. I think it started with like a. I was like going like a what is the bossa nova or something. I don't know what it is, but I wanted some like thing like that I'd almost liken it to George Ezra's like shotgun like. So I just wanted like a groove, but then I just felt like Yukon Gold needed that like punch and like feel. So that's where I moved from like to which is very simple. Yeah, but anyway, talking about the song actually is so I think I started writing Yukon Gold took me about like 2 years to actually like finish. I don't even think it's finished. Like I think I can still I've got some ideas for it, and but that's more based off my collaborating and stuff, and we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, like some of the lines in Yukon Gold were very specific for me, especially like because I started writing at like 20, I think, and then I finished it at about 22, 22 ish. So yeah, like 2 years ago, and so like the first part, like 21 Candles, Getting Old, trying to find my way to that Yukon Gold, was sort of my perception of life. It was like I think like after high school, after my gap year and everything, that like it seems like you gotta have your life in order. Like right now, you gotta like time's a ticking. Like if you don't have like I think when I was like 20, I was like yeah. By 25, I'm gonna have my own house, a car, and I think we all get trapped in that. We do. We all get trapped in. We get trapped in a sort of like living our lives to the standard of like what other people's success is, or what we think like, or putting I don't want to say putting a timeline on success, but sort of like being like yeah, like in 2 years I need to be like exactly here, instead of sort of like in 2 years I need to have moved forward and like stay true to my heart, but also like not let my talents go to waste, or things you're good at, or your opportunities and stuff. And so that was like my thinking, like when I started Yukon Gold, and that, and then the other part where it's like love don't let me down, because I'm about to lose. Luck don't let me down, because I'm about to lose. Like I think that was me just trying to, I think, sort of thinking about it's like I can control myself, and I can control like me, my actions, my decisions and stuff. And I'll sort of, this is like sort of like speaking to like the universe, or an omnipotent being, referring to them, because I refer to three times love, luck and fate. Don't let me down, because I'm about to lose. Where it's like I'm trying my hardest, but I can feel like something's when you think like, okay, this is not gonna work out. Okay, well, okay, so like what next? What's the pivot? What's the next move? What's the where do I go from here? Because it's just an interesting thing. Because also this time was like the transition from, like when I was finishing off Yukon Gold, was a transition from working at Tux FM, and then going to YFM, and A lot of that, like the first sort of like 6 months of YFM, were great, but we're sort of dealing with, like I was also talking about not like losing the race or whatever, but also just um, like losing people, because when you, I don't want to say when you level up and you move, or like whenever you could take a different path or you go further along your journey, like you gain friends, but you also lose like people, along the way, either because like like of distance, or you don't vibe as well, or time, or like change in perception of stuff, So I think for when I like the line, "Baby, don't turn away." Because my best is yet to come, was not really like, it's it's not like like Chance the Rapper's verse on Ultralight Beam, where he's like, I laugh in my head because I bet that my ex looking back like a pillar of salt. It's more it's more like, don't like, just because I'm changing, or we're going different like directions, like don't turn away from like what we have, or what we had, or like the friendships we had, you know. And like what I'm saying, like my best is more like, a more like a better version of me that knows me better, if you get what I mean. Like, so that was the big thing about like Yukon Gold, and yeah, and I think like I liked how it's turned out, and yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna give one more song. I don't want to make it more than, sure, it's already 16 minutes, but I'm really just doing these. Like, if you want to watch them, just watch them, and share part of the journey. Try to do them once a week at least, and yeah, I'll just share part of the journey. Let's go on like a musical journey, and talk about some important things, because one thing, a big thing is also mental health. Mental health in music is, I think that's been a big thing for me now in the past, like dealing with my mental health, and like just sort of coming to terms with that, like the stigma that surrounds it, or trying to live like your best life, your most honest life, but not trying to like conform to what other people want of you, but also like not, you know like pissing things away, not throwing away good opportunities and stuff. So yeah, um, it's a little loud outside, but hey, bear with us. I might move this to somewhere different in the house, a lot quieter, get a stand, or just keep it in the bedroom. Like, this is my safe space. This is where I gig and or practice on gigs, come up with songs, literally on this bedroom floor, in this position all the time. So yeah, um, yeah, yeah. So I think I'm gonna give you a nice little original. I haven't played this in a while, but I'm gonna play it a little lower. But yeah, I think the song's still called. It's actually called Nameless. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It actually is called Nameless because a name was supposed to be picked, but then I was just like, well, I'm just gonna call it Nameless, and yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is Nameless. Stranger, I see you as you leave. Stranger, won't you fall from the trees? As the day changes on, I try my best to soldier on. As we're walking in the fight, I try to stay alive, but you saw the fire burning, burning deep inside me. But you got me fucked up inside. As we're walking in the fire, I've tried to stay alive, but won't you leave me to be? Won't you let me sleep alone again? Well, as we're walking in the fight, I've tried to stay alive, but ooh, got me fucked up inside. Yeah, yeah, nameless. I like the name. I like the name. But yeah, that's gonna wrap this up. I think it's gonna be conversations with Coco, something like that. I don't know. 90s nightcap. I don't know. Figure out a name. Post one in the comments if you're watching. But yeah, yeah. So nameless was. I think there was a time where I was writing songs and there was a lot of fire references about things burning in the fire, and I think it was more it was sort of like speaking about like the phoenix, like just like blowing everything up and then just starting all over again. And I think that was 2016 for me. Just blowing everything up and then starting over again. And I feel my life has progressed so much. After I don't want to say becoming selfish, but becoming myself, becoming myself, my ambitions, my goals, my like understanding of life and where I want to be, and what makes me happy. But obviously, like, you know, respecting people and also just making good, wholesome friendships. And yeah. So I think nameless, like just speaks about. It's sort of a song to myself, I guess. The strangers, like the old me that I don't identify as, but like I'm calling you stranger because it's sort of like it's strange, like remembering like that version of me, and seeing like how I'm moving from like I moved from that to where I am, being more of myself and trusting my process, and investing in good friends and stuff like that. Like that, just the line saying, stranger, I see you as you leave. Stranger, won't you fall from the trees? Sort of, it's like it's sort of I see it's like I see them leaving, or the old me, and sort of like the antithesis of like my reality, or like how I've lived my life is like I see them falling from the trees. Won't you fall from the trees? Like won't you tumble down and lose it all if you carried on like this? And it's like, yeah, it's a good thing that I'm like that change happened, and in a better space. And yeah. And then you know uh, the last part is like, won't you leave me to be, won't you let me sleep on my own again, is sort of speaking, the theme that I think we're going to tackle in the next one is the mental health, is the, for me, like, my inability of, being like calm, quiet, or not calm, quiet, but just I always need to be out and about, busy with something, thinking, preoccupied, because the busier I am, the less I sort of get into my head and stuff. So I think that's sort of how I wanted to end the song and work more on it and see how it comes through. But yeah, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that. I did very therapeutic. So juices, definitely, yeah, man. I'm hoping for like 5 views, please. 5 views would be great. It's pretty long, but yeah, let's make this a thing, dude. Let's make this a thing. I'm Nutty, Skinny Coco, out.